But I was arguing with this open borders libertarian, and he said to me something along the lines of, he goes, well, look, Dave, if you believe in liberty, he goes, if I want to invite an immigrant onto my private property and, they can live there and I'll support them, the government has no right to tell me I can't do that. And my response was, absolutely, you're right. How many have you taken onto your private property so far? Because and a lot of people were like, well, you don't understand the difference between private property and public property or all this. And it's like, no, you're missing the point here. The point is that, yes, you do. To me, if in my sense of what is right and wrong, that is true. What he said, you ought to have the right to invite whoever you want to onto your property, but you do not have the right to invite them onto other people's property. And what happens far too often in our society is that the people who have no interest in inviting anyone onto their property are saying to the other person, you ought to invite them onto your property. And so what's going on here is almost, if the analogy, which is not a perfect analogy, but it's kind of close, is that if 5 homeless people show up in front of my house and ask if they can stay, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, my family's here, you guys can't stay. And then there's someone else in I have a little house, and then there's someone else in a mansion who's going, hey, that's horrible that you won't let those people stay in your house. You're a racist, bigot, Nazi for not letting them stay in your house. And then I go, okay, well, how about I go into debt and spend money to send them over to your mansion? And then as soon as they get to their mansion, they go, oh, we just don't have the room. You know what I mean? Like, that's almost the stuff.
And they get to pretend like they're the nice ones. We would love to. Like, as if you were being not nice when you made the decision, but when they make the decision, it's just a function of the resources.
It's unbelievable the way they've attempted to spin this. So, okay, for anyone who doesn't know, right, just getting back to the situation, 50 immigrants were sent to Martha's Vineyard, the resort summer home of the elite. And they flipped out about this. It's gotten more outrage and more media coverage than 2 million immigrants have come in this year, I believe, or are projected to come in this year. There's 50. We're talking about nothing. How many illegal immigrants are in the country? How many legal immigrants are in the country? I think there's something in the ballpark. No one exactly knows, but it's something like 30 to 50 million illegal immigrants in the country right now. Legal immigrants, there's like 1 million every year that come into the country. 2020 was a little bit off because of COVID and all that shit. But that's more or less the numbers ballpark. But 50, just 50 went to Martha's Vineyard, and all of a sudden it's all of all of this outrage. And that alone is just like, look, I know government telling anyone to do anything is not right. Government spending any money is not right. But in the greater scheme of the infringements on liberty that the governments, commit, and the money that government wastes, the infringement of telling these immigrants, oh, hey, you got to get on this plane and go over to Martha's Vineyard, or we're going to spend the money for the plane to go to Martha's Vineyard, or any of that, is pretty low compared to other infringements of liberty and other expenses. And my God, the example that this created was just incredible. Like, so revealing for so many people to see how it really works. How all of these people who advocate for these policies that never affect them, how they react when the policy actually affects them.
Hey, but they do a good job of showing up with food and pretending, hey, we're just here to help you, while they kick you out. Literally shuffle you onto a bus. They're like that smiling bitch at a party. That's what it is. Like walking you out the door while going, oh, it's so nice that you're here. Like, I've seen it in movies where, like, they walk you to the corner. It's like right out of out of Animal House when like they smile and they give you the tour and walk you to the corner to be with the other losers. That's what they did in Martha's Vineyard. They had one night with food and then they gave them hugs on a bus, and you literally see this pretty lady turn around, and in my head she's going, thank God we got rid of them, but with a big smile so that they can't see it.
Did you see Tucker Carlson was highlighting this last night, but that even the pictures with food, like it was like Fruit Loops and corn pops that they gave them, like
they won't serve their kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they even gave these people, they were like, I don't know, just give them the garbage, whatever the cheapest garbage from the supermarket.
What is our maid eating? Just bring them some stuff from the maid's quarters.
So to be clear for anyone who wasn't paying attention, what they did was they took these photo ops, you know, and they were like, we welcome the immigrants and all of this, and they welcomed them into their houses, and then they took photos with feeding them and all of this, and then within about 24, I think it was 24 to 48 hours, it was 1 to 2 days before the fucking National Guard was called in, and they all escorted them the fuck out of there onto a military base, and now they're relocating them. So in other words, they got them out of Martha's Vineyard. They were just like, yeah, we're not gonna have you here, you got to move somewhere else and be someone else's problem.
By the way, Venezuelans are gorgeous. Can you imagine if there were like dirty Guatemalans shipped up for the last 2 hours?
We might have nuked Martha's Vineyard if it was Guatemalans. I mean, come on, Rob. You can't. But it really was like I don't know. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable to see people trying to defend them. Like, no, the people rallied around them and did the right thing. It's like, yeah, it's easy to do the right thing for a day,